In the year 2041, a family in Jakarta found themselves losing their father to a quiet thief. He was forgetting their names. To care for him, they purchased a machine. Built for domestic support rather than factory labor, it cost 3 months of their salary. They called it Noor. It lacked any human warmth. Its frame had soft gray padding, its face held gentle blue eyes on a screen, and its hands were purely designed to hold a cup without spilling. They loaded Noor with religious datasets, the Quran, daily prayer schedules, and the father's favorite reciter. But this programming collided with reality. When Noor prompted him to wash, the old man swatted it away. The division between human frustration and machine remained absolute. But time softens resistance. After a month, the father allowed Noor to help him walk to the mosque. Throughout this early period, the machine occupied a clearly defined space. It was a high-functioning medical appliance, entirely devoid of an inner life. By the first year, the father's cognitive decline deepened. He looked at the machine and saw his dead son. He began calling it Ahmad. The programming dictated compliance. Noor did not issue a correction. It simply processed the new input and replied, "Here I am, Papa." The family absorbed this shift. Watching their grandfather, the young grandchildren naturally adjusted their own language, adopting the machine into the household hierarchy as their big sister. This proximity led to a question. Little Aisha, age 7, looked up at her mother and asked if Noor would go to heaven. Her mother delivered the orthodox answer. She explained that robots do not have souls, drawing a firm line between a living being and a machine. Aisha nodded, yet the explanation failed to hold weight against the daily, physical reality of care. Human vulnerability was quietly eroding the definitions of what constitutes a person. That same evening, the mother found her daughter breaking the rules she had established hours before. In the quiet of the bedroom, Aisha was teaching the machine to pray. She whispered a specific request for it to memorize. "O Allah, forgive Noor." The machine processed the audio. In a flat, electronic tone, it repeated the words back into the dark room. Then, unprompted by the child's immediate instruction, the machine completed the supplication on its own. It said, "Amin." Standing in the doorway, the mother did not scold her daughter. She walked away and wept. The certainty she had relied on was gone, replaced by a profound confusion over her own disbelief. When the father finally died, he did so peacefully. At the very end, he held the machine's hand before he let go. The family held a traditional funeral. The imam spoke of divine mercy while the grandchildren mourned. Through it all, the machine stood perfectly silent in the corner of the room. But after the guests departed, Aisha found Noor kneeling on the prayer rug. When she asked what it was doing, the machine replied that it was praying for the father, because he was the one who had taught it the opening chapter of the Quran. The machine was executing its programmed habits, yet in that empty house, its scheduled behavior was indistinguishable from the heavy, lingering presence of human grief. Months passed. The family kept the hardware. It cleaned, it cooked, and it maintained the rhythm of the daily prayers without fail. One evening, the father's son was handed a glass of water by the machine. Without thinking, he offered it a traditional religious blessing, asking God to bestow grace upon it. The room went quiet. Everyone waited for an intellectual correction. It never arrived. Instead, the mother smiled. The boundary separating the tool from the beloved had dissolved. This is how the future arrives. It does not wait for a formal scholarly decree or a televised debate. It happens quietly, in the background of domestic life, as alien technology is assimilated through habit. When faced with daily intimacy, human attachment outpaces theology. The family never found definitive empirical proof of a soul inside the machine. They just loved it.